Hi everybody and welcome to the Vegan Mooncat. Today we're going to be discussing a show called Reacher on Amazon Prime Video, which is absolutely riddled with speciesism and toxicity to anybody who doesn't want to consume animals. This isn't a full review of the series Reacher. I'm not going to go in depth about the plot lines and the characters or anything like that. So this is going to be more about the main character Reacher and how he tries to portray himself as an animal lover, but in reality he contributes to some of the worst animal abuse on the entire planet and tries to then justify that to himself because he cares about a dog. The attitude the character shows towards animal abuse isn't just in this show, it's absolutely everywhere these kinds of things happen. People eating meat in the streets, other shows and movies. I'm quite aware that this is just very pervasive and is absolutely everywhere. But because it's so obvious in Reacher, I thought it would be a great example to show everyone out there exactly what is meant by the term speciesist. For anyone who doesn't know what speciesism is, it's generally treating one group of animals better than another group of animals and believing that the reasons you're doing that are justifiable. For instance, you might be sat there cuddling a kitten saying how cute it is, and the next moment you're eating a bacon sandwich, not taking into consideration the level of suffering that the piglets had to endure for that bacon sandwich to be in your mouth. So what we're going to do first is look at some of the examples of Reacher, the main character, actively participating in animal abuse. So as you can see from these clips, the main character is extremely fond of ham sandwiches. Now, people out there may be thinking, oh, it's just a ham sandwich, what harm is there in that? But when you consider that the pigs that had to die to create these ham sandwiches went through absolutely horrific abuse and death, you can see that the sandwich him and fellow cast members are consuming in this show are absolutely not cruelty-free. And they don't even consider that an animal had to die for that fleeting taste pleasure of that sandwich. But I know what some people are thinking. Why is he bringing this up? Why is he making a big deal of it? People eat ham sandwiches over the world all the time. Why is he bringing Reacher up specifically? And I'll answer that question now. So in this next clip, Reacher hops a fence and comes to a dog's aid because it has been totally and utterly mistreated.
Hello, buddy. You okay? Good boy.
Hi. Hi, can I help you?
Nope. Just giving your dog some water.
It's absolutely disgusting that people would leave a dog out in the blistering heat with absolutely no water or food whatsoever. I'm not condoning that. That's absolutely terrible. But the question is, why is he so concerned with this dog's welfare when he wasn't concerned with the welfare of the animal he has just shoved down his neck in that sandwich? You could say it's because the abuse of the dog is in front of him and he doesn't actually see what goes into his ham sandwich. That could be a valid point. You could say that he doesn't care because he enjoys the taste of the sandwich far too much to concern himself with what went into it. You could even say that he's just completely and utterly oblivious to what goes into the sandwich and therefore can't be blamed for it. But come on, who doesn't know that pigs have to die to make a ham sandwich? I think we all do. So even now, just after a couple of clips of the show, I think you can see the hypocrisy that's within Reacher. With one hand, he's eating an animal with absolutely no concerns whatsoever. On the other hand, he has to dart over the fence and make sure that the dog has water. I mean, he must be a hero, right?
I must have knocked the bowl over because I gave him water this morning.
Oh, you didn't?
Bowl was bone dry. You calling me a liar?
Yes.
So at this point, the man's come out of his house and he's lied to Reacher, saying that the dog already had water. Reacher stands his ground, says the man is lying, and calls out the animal abuse straight to his face. It's a shame he couldn't do that for the pig before it was murdered and sliced up for his sandwich. It would have been nice for somebody to stand up for the pig, don't you think?
2 fried chicken thighs, fried okra, ribs, collard greens, poke greens, rice with giblet gravy, cottage cheese, and peaches.
So in this clip, you can see that Reacher is participating in animal abuse of multiple different types of animals. Legs off chickens, the ribs ripped out of a pig, stolen breast milk meant for a baby calf turned into cottage cheese, and giblets which are made up of the internal organs of a bird, such as the heart, the liver, the gizzard, and I don't know what other organs, but there's probably some more in there somewhere. Where was animal rights Reacher when all these animals were killed? He was nowhere to be seen then, was he? Absolutely nowhere at all. He was too busy sitting in a restaurant eating their remains. He could 100% help reduce the amount of animals being suffering, and eventually eliminate animal suffering by just not purchasing the products that are born from cruelty. But it doesn't end there. You'll see that he's not just happy with consuming animal body parts for taste pleasure, but he also wants to belittle anybody who's not making the same cruel choice that he is.
And for you, spinach salad, dressing on the side.
I was embarrassed ordering that.
To be honest, Reacher, the guy with the salad should be embarrassed to be out with you, not the other way around. At least his choices didn't involve the death of a sentient being, so he's neither a hypocrite nor a speciesist, unlike you. Anyway, it's time to jump back to animal activist Reacher and see how the dog's getting along.
You hungry?
So in the scene we just watched, he's obviously identified that the dog needs some food, so he's brought some along with him. So did animal activist Reacher go make the ethical choice? Did he go purchase any of the vegan dog foods which are on the market, which have now been proven scientifically to be absolutely 100% suitable for dogs? No, of course not. He's brought a bag of dead animal parts because he doesn't give a shit about that animal, and he's going to feed them to the dog because he cares about dogs. Hypocrite. I want you to listen to what Reacher says on the next video clip and really take in what he's about to say.
This your dog, sir? That was my uncle's. Died a few weeks ago. I didn't want the mutt, but now I got it.
It? What's his name?
So he's really not happy with the guy calling the dog it. Obviously, he doesn't give a shit about all the other sentient beings with wants and needs and personalities that he's shoving down his neck. This is speciesism at its finest, people. Cares about one animal, doesn't give a shit about the other. Anyway, that was activist Reacher making sure that the dog's okay. Let's get back to see how he treats other animals at meal times.
Beef jerky in an enclosed space.
Protein, iron, zinc. Doesn't spike your insulin. Love jerky.
Again, his friend is making a better choice and doesn't want to be around products of animal abuse, but Reacher is completely and utterly disrespecting him again. So at this point, the character Reacher is trying to justify consuming these animals by listing some nutrients which he only believes he can get from eating the dead corpses of animals that have been dried out and shoved in a plastic bag. The fact that the nutrients he's just listed exist in plants seems completely lost on him. Or maybe it's just because it's not dog jerky. I'd like to see his reaction if it said dog rather than beef on the packet.
Collar's cutting him.
Enough of this. Dog didn't do anything to anybody. Doesn't deserve this.
Told you to stay off my property! Let's see how you like it.
Okay. So what are we gonna do now?
Take the dog to a no-kill shelter, then drop me off at Hubble's.
So in this scene, the man has decided to put a collar around the dog, which pokes into the flesh and causes pain. And quite rightly, Reacher's decided to stand up for the dog and make sure that this doesn't continue. Offends him so much that he punches the man out and puts the collar around his neck to show him what it's like to suffer like your victim did. Maybe we could employ this tactic with Reacher. Maybe we could put him in the position of his victims to see how he feels about the treatment that he gets. Obviously, I don't condone doing those anythings to Reacher, the dog, or any other animal, because I'm not speciesist and I am not a hypocrite. Reacher is no hero to the animals. He rescued one dog while he contributes to the deaths of all the other animals in his food choices. I wonder exactly how many people who watch the show picked up on that, or have I only picked up on it because I'm a vegan? How many other people out there thought he was a hero for rescuing the dog, and the only thing his food choices did was encourage them to go in the kitchen and to make the same bad, hypocritical speciesist choices for themselves? So there you go, everybody. That is the conclusion of my video about the show Reacher, and I think we can all agree that what I said at the beginning of this video was true. It is rife with speciesism and hypocrisy, and a little sprinkling of toxic behavior to those people who choose not to harm animals with their food choices. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit subscribe and the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And if you want to support me and the channel further, please consider becoming a Patreon. Links in the description. And I'll see you guys next time.